Hello and welcome to today's video. Excited to have you here. Today we're going to be looking at trigonometry. We're basically going to cover the introduction to trigonometry. Particularly, we'll look at trig ratios. We'll cover what they are and how to use them. So you may have heard of the trig ratios, and they basically define the relationship between the length of the sides of a right angle triangle and the degree of any unknown angle in that right angle triangle. So if we have a right angle triangle, I'm just going to draw freehand. If we have this right angle triangle, obviously we know that this angle is 90 degrees. Then we're trying to find one of the angles, any of the other angles in that triangle. Let's say this one is our unknown angle theta. Then we want to know the different lengths of sides of that triangle. Okay, so we're going to define each of the sides of this triangle now. First of all, we have the longest side of the triangle, which is from here to here. This side is called the hypotenuse. Okay. It is the longest side and it is the side that faces the right angle all the time. Alright, so we now have the two other sides to define. These two other sides actually depend on the angle that we're trying to solve. So in this case, this is the angle we're trying to solve, this one. Let's see, this one here, theta. And so the length of the side that faces that angle, that's this one here. This is called the opposite. It's quite straightforward. Opposite. So whatever angle you're trying to find, the side opposite that angle is conveniently called the opposite. And then the remaining side, which we have not yet named, is called the adjacent. Another way of noting it is that the adjacent side, which is this one, joins the hypotenuse side to form the angle that we are trying to locate. So again, we have our hypotenuse, we have the unknown angle. Subsequently, you will see that the angle can be known, but for now we're just going to take it as the unknown angle. Then we have the opposite, which is the side opposite the angle. And then the adjacent is the remaining side that is left to name. Alright, so we have our four elements. Now let's go to the trig ratios. The trig ratios, you may have heard of them before, are popularly known as SOH CAH and TOA. And each of these represents a particular relationship that we can use. Okay, so for the first one, we have SOH. The S in the SOH stands for sine. And so we say sine theta. The O in the SOH stands for the opposite. And then the H in the SOH stands for the hypotenuse. What does this mean? It means that sine of the angle we're trying to find is equal to the opposite divided by the hypotenuse. Alright, so we're going to start with the SOH. Okay, and the SOH says that the S in the SOH stands for sine. So we have sine theta, and it's equal to O, which is the opposite, divided by H, which is the hypotenuse. Okay, so let's just have another triangle here on the side so that we can relate to it. So if this is the H, obviously this is our O that we are assuming for now. Sorry, our theta. Then this would be our O, and this would be our A. This is our right angle as usual. So what does this mean? It means that sine theta, which is the sine of the angle, the unknown angle, equals to the value of the opposite, that's the length of the side, this side, divided by the length of this other side. So if we assume that for whatever reason, O is 3 and H is 6, this is just an assumption, although that will mean that this triangle is not drawn to scale, but we'll just take it like that for now. Then it will mean that sine theta equals 0.5. And since we're trying to find theta, we're going to take the sine inverse of 0.5. And then our theta will be equal to 30 degrees. So that's so. If we move on to CAH, just as we have labeled here with our triangle, CAH would be that cos theta equals the adjacent, which is our A, divided by the hypotenuse. Alright, so we use CAH when we have the adjacent and the hypotenuse, and we're trying to find this angle theta. Right, that's when we use CAH. So for example, let's say that the adjacent is 5 and the hypotenuse is 10. Then this is a new example. It's obviously, I'm just assuming a different triangle. So then in that case, let me see if I can draw it here. Pardon my freehand sketches. 5 meters and 10 meters. Then cosine of, this is still the angle we're trying to find, theta. Then cos theta would be equal to 5 meters divided by 10 meters. Cos theta equals 0.5 again. And in that case, our theta will now be equal to the cos inverse of 0.5. I think the answer is 60 degrees. I'm not sure. But this is basically how we use the trigonometric ratios. Just for stating the obvious, we have the last one, which is tan theta equals, remember it's TOA, so it's tan theta equals opposite over adjacent. For this one, let's see if I can draw a different triangle. We're looking for a different angle now. If we have this triangle, we're trying to find this angle theta. It will mean this is our opposite, right? And this is our adjacent. So the ratio of this to that. So our tan theta equals, let's say this is 5 meters and this is also 5 meters. That will be 5 divided by 5. So tan theta would be equal to 1. And then theta would be the tan inverse of 1. Let's see if we can, okay, so theta will be the tan inverse of 1. Let's see if we can find out what that is with our calculator. Tan inverse of 1, and that means that theta is 45 degrees. Okay, so this is basically introducing the 3 trigonometric ratios. Again, let's just state them out here, that if we have a triangle, a right angle triangle with an angle theta, this is the opposite, this is the adjacent, this is the hypotenuse, then we have sine theta equals opposite over hypotenuse, cos theta equals adjacent over hypotenuse, and tan theta equals opposite over adjacent. So CAH TOA. Alright, there we go. Thanks for watching this video. In the next video, I'll show you how we can use these same trig ratios to find the length of sides instead of the unknown angle. If you enjoyed this video or found it helpful, please like it. Subscribe to the channel for more videos like this. You can also leave a comment on a particular topic that you want me to cover, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.